Welcome to Final Nine coverage of the 2014 Green Mountain Championship at Smugglers Notch. I'm excited to welcome our Assistant Course Superintendent, Pat Abbott, to the booth to help me commentate today. How you doing, Pat?
Hey, Jeffrey, doing awesome. Really excited to relive the magic of the Green Mountain Championship.
First place at 21 under, Ricky Wysocki. First on the tee from Fort Mill, South Carolina.
All right, well, I'm happy to have you here, Pat. Excited to watch this final round action as we see Ricky Wysocki, our current four-stroke leader, get into a little trouble off the tee there.
Yeah, it's a bummer.
Yeah, not the way you want to start, and it's opened the door for Jason Dore to have a great shot here. Let's see what he can do. The Mainer, just like yourself.
Yeah, big fan of Jason.
Oh, and he puts it right up next to the basket. It looks like about a drop-in unless Ricky can make some magic. Jason's going to whittle that lead down right away. And here's Simon. He throws it into an OB swath there. That's kind of the crux of this hole. Difficult to get over, Pat.
Yeah, definitely. I've had some troubles there myself.
Let's see how Will handles this. Will had a disappointing end to his third round. He's 7 out right now, but he threw a beautiful shot right there. And it looks like he's just about basket high as we welcome another local Northeastern kid from Worcester, Mass., Kyle Moriarty. He was playing excellent golf all weekend. Were you able to observe Kyle at all, Pat?
Yeah, I did. I was able to get out there, saw him playing a little bit, and I know he's psyched to be on this Final Nine card.
Yeah, he had to battle with one of the best players in the world, Steve Brinster, to get on the card, as we saw his tee shot come up about 40 feet short. And then this is Simon from the drop zone. Remember, he went OB, and now he's about 20 feet for his bogey. Wow, Rick just buzzed the basket. He wanted that too. He didn't want to give up a stroke right off the bat here to Jason. Kyle comes up short on his birdie, and Simon cleans up for par. No problem for Will as he taps in for 2. And we're going to watch Jason tap in and come within 3 of Ricky Wysocki, our defending champ. What was Jason's demeanor like out there, Pat?
Kept a cool head. He seemed like a really confident player.
Yeah, and he was always ready with a smile if something went wrong. He definitely kept his cool, and those are the kind of attributes you need to compete at this level, and I definitely saw that from Jason throughout the week. Maybe it's a main thing.
Yeah, I think it has to be.
Pat's a whitewater guide, and he's also calm and in difficult situations. Here we are on hole 20, and this hole can get pretty difficult as well. This is one of our signatures, almost 700 feet downhill. You can see the left side and right side are OB, so while they have a large landing zone, if they go too far left or right, they're in big trouble. And we see Jason Dore split the fairway with distance. That tree down there is just over 500 feet. So that's control right there as Will goes way out left. Pretty crazy line.
Yeah, aggressive. Does it come back in? Oh, yeah, right below the tree.
Yeah, similar position to Jason's, a little bit more risky to get there. I think he was trying to go even bigger. As we see Ricky with a conservative power shot that is also screaming down there, and he is well over 500 feet with that. Kyle Moriarty, can he keep up with the big arms? Looks like he can, but it's drifting left. Will it stick? Oh, and you see it flash up. The crowd appreciates it because it's in bounds.
Yeah, it's great to get that quick feedback from the crowd.
Yeah, because he probably would not have known unless the gallery was there. We see Simon going huge. Wow, you don't see anyone throwing that line. Oh, and it hits the tent pole. Probably about 700 feet out there, but unfortunately he's going to have to take a drop and play from the site of its last departure. Kyle spiking one right over the top. Kyle's got a green light to be aggressive here, trying to make up some ground. Let's watch Jason's float in there right under the basket, leaving no room for error for Rick when he steps up. Will coming off a first hole birdie. Let's see if he can keep it going.
Nice and gentle. Looking real good heading down there.
Yeah, and here's a replay. And from this angle, when we get to the basket, you can see, I believe you can see that it drops off significantly after the basket. Well, it wasn't a great look, but even just approaching here, if you go long, you can get a roll away. It's a delicate pitch shot up there. There's Simon pitching it and hitting the pole as we hear the metallic sound resonate. Kyle for his birdie. That's what, a 50-footer, Pat?
Yeah, that was from distance. The audience loved that, too.
They did, and actually Kyle might be stealing our crowd favorite title from Jason Dore at this point. Jason has just come up with great performances over the last 2 years, and I think the crowd's excited to see someone else succeed as we watch Will tapping his birdie. We got Rick tapping in his birdie, and still a 3-stroke lead. Jason Dore's right in the thick of this, and Will's trying to come along as well. Simon and Kyle are back there. Let's see if Kyle can get into the mix. Here's hole 21. Pat, challenging hole.
Yeah, definitely can be intimidating right off the tee. You got a lot of OB in front of you. Just want to get it straight across that.
Yeah, on the left side, there's OB that stops if you have enough power. Oh, no, I don't think Jason had enough on that one. I
think that one went OB.
That one might, indeed be out of bounds. So he's going to have to look for Rick to maybe have a slip up as well as we watch Will. Watch the skip. Oh, and it sits down in position A. That's a beautiful shot. Just a little 400-foot pitch from Will there. And here's Ricky, and that's too high. That's going left.
Oh, a little help from that tree.
That's a lot of help, actually. That was gonna keep him right next to Jason out of bounds, but now it looks like he may have a stroke advantage midway through this third hole of the final 9. Oh, and Kyle. Yeah, beautiful shot from him. What's Simon doing here?
Oh, he's getting crazy with the roller. Looked like a tree helped him a little bit too. Yeah, it's a question mark in his head now. Did it stay in or go out? The OB does end eventually down that left side. We see a flag. It seems to be past it. I think he's in the clear.
That is the final flag, and he is in bounds. Just long enough to stay in bounds as we watch Rick with a silky smooth pitch up. He's going to have about a circle putt 30-ish feet for his birdie. This is Jason from his drop, throwing his third. And it's a good recovery. He'll have a putt for par from there and hope that Rick misses his to stay close.
Yeah, the basket's a little protected by the woods here.
Yeah, this was a new basket position. Patrick, you helped carve it out. It really added a little bit of challenge to this hole.
Yeah, the basket before was protected by a large hornet's nest. So we removed that and moved it over and kept that feel.
Not without casualty, though. My hand was pretty swollen for a long time after that. But we're watching these guys pitch up, and Kyle did go out of bounds as well, so he's looking for his par right now. Oh, and he just misses it. He'll have to look to clean that one up. And this is Rick for birdie, and he can really assert a firm domination over the card if he can make this. Just pitches it right. Here's Jay. And he needed that. He needed that quite a bit. He's going to give one up to Rick as we watch Simon. And Simon's able to convert his birdie. It's a great birdie on this hole.
Yeah, definitely. Feeling good about that, especially.
All right, and Will Schusterick, he is also looking for his birdie. He had just a perfect drive, and now he's within the circle. This shouldn't be a problem for Will. And it's not. Yeah, he knocks it in for birdie.
Oh, Kyle finds even more trouble on this hole.
Unbelievable. That looked like a very unfortunate spit out. As we have a throwback to the days where cows grazed the Fox Run meadows. You remember this, Pat?
Yeah, some archival footage here. We like to make the best use of our lands here in Vermont.
Yeah, we were able to put this course together and about a year before this tournament happened, and it really just came together beautifully as we see the tight, narrow lane of hole 22. As we see Will throw, we think about how impressive that aerial camera work was flying down this tight lane. Big shout out to our videographer here, Alex Martin, producing these videos. As we see Simon with a beautiful shot, lacing it up the gut. Can Rick follow suit? Yes, he can, and that's ridiculously beautiful as it turns slightly left to right.
Yeah, just incredible. Best shot I think I've ever seen on this hole.
Yeah, it's a tight lane. If you're standing up there, you're just thinking about getting through that gap right there that Jay busts through. But he's trending to the right, and he gets knocked down. If he's in bounds, he'll have a look at it, and he'll need to make that putt because Ricky's sitting right under it. As we see Kyle with another beautiful shot. All these competitors got it out there. Rare that you see it all on one card, but that's why they're playing in the final 9. There's Kyle doing a great job representing Massachusetts. I know he's touring a little bit more this year. We're going to hear some noise from Kyle as he plays more and more tournaments and gets his game to the next level. Oh.
Jason finds a tree there, and he's not happy about that.
No, he knows he's given up another stroke at this point, and the lead is probably up to at least 4 unless he can make this. Let's see if he can clean it up. Oh. Yeah, in and out, and that's going to balloon the lead up to 5 with about 5 to play. So it's going to be tough for him to catch Rick, and at this point, Rick's probably feeling pretty good as we watch Kyle unable to convert. But that man right there is 4 under through 4. The course record on the Fox Run 9 is actually 7 under, set by Ricky Wysocki. Let's see if Will can challenge that. He's 4 down. Maybe he can go perfect on this back 9 and give Rick a little bit of a run. It really will depend on whether or not we keep seeing this amazing play from our defending champ right there, Ricky Wysocki.
Yeah, you really wonder how long he can keep it up.
Yeah, and as we take a minute to look at the scores, you notice that we're reaching into Vermont peak foliage. You see the colors, and this is a really signature scene of Vermont at this time of year.
Yeah, it's just beautiful. It's my favorite time to play.
The tournament's again scheduled for September 18th to 20th, this coming 2015, and we should have, again, beautiful weather, peak foliage, and some great disc golf competition as we see Will skipping one up there. He hit a guardian tree. As we see Simon unleash the beast yet again. Where's this going, Pat?
Oh, it's coming down somewhere. He really showed us a few unorthodox techniques during the tournament.
Yeah, it was a crowd-pleasing viewing of Simon's skill set here as we watch Ricky also get pretty unique. He was out there practicing this roller. I saw him practicing about a dozen times. It is a low tunnel, so it's a good choice to go low like that, and I think Ricky's again in birdie position. And of course, Jason doesn't let a little bit of turmoil get him down. He throws a beautiful tee shot up there as we see Kyle with a nice recovery as well. I'm looking forward to seeing where Simon is at this point. There's a hill on the backside, yep, and he went down a little. Let's see if he can pop it out of there. He can, but he just pitches it right up next to the basket. And Rick also looks like rolled past. Of course, no problem for him. It's a birdie from the rough. Jason just can't get back on track. But Will Schusterick is unstoppable right now. That's 5 straight birdies to start the final 9. We'll have to check the leaderboard after this. He's got to be creeping on Jason at this point as we watch Kyle with a nice par save.
Impressive putts there.
Yeah, Kyle was doing this all week. On a course like this, you're going to have your issues. But as we mentioned with Jason, if you can bounce back, you're going to be in the hunt.
Yeah, and I saw many of the pros practicing a few days prior to the tournament beginning, and I think that really pays off.
All right, and as we see the scores unfurl here, we can notice that Will is in second place, but the backdrop here is our Village 9 beginner course. All the holes are about 130 to 200 feet. It gives families a great chance to take their kids out and get a taste of disc golf for the first time, located in the Central Village. All right, moving on to hole 24. This is an open lane with a protected green. We have Will absolutely heat checking right now. He's birdied every hole so far. Let's see what he can do with his drive. That looks like a great line.
Yeah, soaring right in. Just really keeps it on fire.
That is not an easy gap to hit. It's well protected. It's over a knoll. You can't see it. Ricky and Will got out here and practiced a lot as we see. Oh, Ricky just came up short, and that's the knoll. Simon totally avoids that by going super high. Simon, throughout the week, had a lot of shots like that where you just, where is he going? Very unique line, huge arm, creative player. Let's see where he ended up when we get down there. As we see Jason, Dore, and Kyle throw some great shots. And Kyle's in birdie territory, about 28 feet. Let's see if he can sink it.
Awesome shot.
Great putt for Kyle. Kyle's really battling here. He made that long putt for par on the last hole. There's Will tapping in for birdie. I don't think we saw Ricky's birdie putt, but you see it sitting there. He's going to come in and clean up for par as all the other competitors gain 1 stroke on our leader actually here. And Will, with 3 to go, closes the gap to 4. You never know.
Yeah.
You never know.
Getting exciting.
It's getting a little exciting. And here is the beautiful hole 25. It's an uphill grinder. It's about 400 feet with, again, a little protected green and all the right sides out of bounds, all the left sides wooded. The crowd started really getting into the match right here. They know Will has gone birdie, 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 and he's leading off here. And it spikes in, rolls out, and he's going to have about a 30-footer uphill, potentially obstructed, but the way he's playing, I wouldn't be surprised to see him throw that in the bucket. Oh, Simon goes a little too wide, and we see our course superintendent, John Lang, indicate he is out of bounds as Kyle Moriarty launches off the tee pad. And we don't see that finish, but that is in bounds. This is a difficult hole, Pat.
Yeah, it is. You know, it took me most of last season to find out the way I like to throw it. And
well, for most players, it is almost a 2-shot hole to get up there because it's a long uphill grinder with out of bounds. And not a challenge for Rick. Big hyzer. He patented that route last year and taught everybody how to play it. Here's Simon, after going out of bounds with a long approach. He nestled his up. And Jason Dore, not a great angle for his putt. If you go left, you can see the treachery in the woods there.
yeah, very treacherous.
And Will to continue his march.
Ooh, I don't know. I didn't see the chains move there.
It was just low. He hit and fell down. And, you know, with Ricky right next to the basket, anytime people get close, it seems like he just beats them back. He's now opened his lead up to 5 again and really put the nail in the coffin with this birdie. Will had a putt to continue his streak, but just didn't fall for him. And looks like with 2 holes to go, we can really kind of celebrate the fact that we've got a 2-time defending champ here, Ricky Wysocki, unless something crazy happens.
Yeah, he really just loves our courses and can make things happen out there.
And here's hole 26, and this is a big open bomber. You can cut the corner up to the basket, but there is OB all up the right side and around the green. This is really reminiscent of a USDGC hole, and that tournament actually takes place 2 weeks after the Green Mountain Championship, and this is usually the last big A-tier before that event. The last 2 winners of the USDGC have come out of this tournament, Will Schusterick most recently, and you can see Will heating up and carrying some of this momentum from the final 9 potentially over to the championship at Winthrop. That being said, this is just where it opens up, and you can see the beauty of the surrounding area.
Yeah, Brewster Ridge in the background looking beautiful in foliage.
Yep, the course's namesake is the ridge right behind what you're seeing on the screen here. So we see Kyle throw up a great shot. Kyle and Jay not quite as aggressive as those bigger arms. We saw Simon right here, boom, going right at the basket. This is what you can do if you've got a huge arm. If that hooks up, that could be right next to it. The crowd, oh, and it looks like it just landed out. If he crossed up there, he will still have a birdie putt. Here's Jason Dore with his approach, playing it nice and conservative. If he lands it, yep, inbounds, he should have a nice look at birdie. And Kyle, oh, he's very accurate with that forehand approach. Same with Rick. He's just got a little pitch because he did cut the corner. And there's Will.
Yeah, let's see where Simon ended up. Oh, he gets that putt.
And there's his birdie. If he had stayed in bounds and, he was only about 10 feet out, it would have been the first eagle on this hole. I know Nico LaCastro played here last year, tried it, and didn't quite get it either. And that's a great birdie for Jason.
Yep. To finish strong.
Yeah, he battled so hard all week. you know, I would not be surprised to see him break through here next year. He plays the course so well, and just, you know, has a great mental game for it. And there we go. Will gets back on track after his 1 par so far. He's had 7 under, and if he can birdie this last hole, he will go to 8 under and set a record on the back 9. This is 400 feet. It's around a corner. It's a blind shot, and it's a tricky angle.
Yeah, it is. It's similar to some of that double fall line terrain we got for skiing here at Smugglers.
We love our skiing and snowboarding. It's what we're doing now. We can't see that finish for Jason Dore, but everything around here is mountainous. We look forward to expanding our disc golf operation and offering in the near future. Look out for some news as we see Simon throw a big bomb up there. And now we're around the corner and we can see the basket. It's OB all around it. It's a slippery green. Here's Jason Dore for his birdie. Let's see if he can put a long one in. Oh, just hangs it out to the right, but it stays in bounds. And here's Ricky. And he puts it in for the win. That's the clinching putt. And you're looking at our 2-time defending champion as Will sets the course record for the Fox Run Meadows 9-hole course. Here's Simon looking to finish strong. You know, he was probably the biggest crowd pleaser throughout this final 9, Pat.
Yeah, really got the crowd into it. You know, they didn't know what to expect next from him. And, you know, if I remember correctly, after the final 9 wraps up, he did a little power show of driving some discs down that.
The whole 20, yeah. And he hit the post earlier as we see Kyle and Jason finish up, and the competitors congratulate Ricky. Yeah, he went back up to the tee, and he put some down around the basket. We all know that Simon's got one of, if not the biggest arm in the game. He can really air it out and put on a really great show. We want to thank our viewers for watching the compilation of videos we put together. I have to thank our producer, Alex Martin, for his great camera work, Bruce Morrissey for his B camera work, Pat Abbott for joining me here in the studio.
Get the course whipping. You still think you got a few more things to learn from it? And from you?
Always can learn something. Always.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's a great tournament. Bigger and better this year. Jeff did a great job making an A tier, and well deserved. So
nice.
Only bigger and better things to come in the future. I'm just glad to be a part of Jeff's thing here at Brewster Ridge.
And we're looking to do it bigger and better next year. We'd like to announce that the registration will be open for the 2015 Green Mountain Championship on April 15th.
The two businesses that really let us be able to do this great event provided the support to get the the cash here for the big pros. I gotta thank Prodigy Disc and Fiddlehead Brewing Company, and give it up for those 2 title sponsors. You guys just watched these guys play the final 9. It was a pretty awesome show, so give it up for these top 5 that made it. In 5th place, winning $755, Kyle Moriarty. In 4th place, second time here, second time in the final 9 from Maine, winning $930, Jason Dore. In 3rd place, winning $1,105. Give it up for Simon Lizotte. Another first-timer to this course, coming out of Tennessee, 2-time U.S. champ. Glad to have him here, winning $1,510. Give it up for Will Schusterick. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, thank you.
is now our 2-time defending champion, winning $2,255. I got to give a big thanks for all of his support for the event and getting more players here. Give it up for Ricky Wysocki.